Welcome to Game 6 of the best of 7 between the 1933 Washington Senators and the 2017 Houston Astros. We're back at Enrod Field for Game 6, and the Houston Astros today will be in their retro Colt 45 uniforms as we play out this potential elimination game. Here are your starting lineups for the Washington Senators, and I'm just going to show these so that you can hit pause, and if you're keeping score at home, you can write them down. But you got Meyer, Schulte, Cronin, Manouche, Kuhl, Gosselin, Travis, Sewell, and Earl Whitehill on the mound for Washington. For the Houston Astros, they will start with Springer, Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gonzalez, Gurriel, Reddick, and then Brian McCann. Starting pitcher is already on the mound taking his warm-up tosses. That is Dallas Keuchel. He is a grade B Y modifier. Here comes the first batter for the Senators, Buddy Meyer. 62 is a fly ball to left field. Left fielder Marwin Gonzalez makes the catch, and there is one down. Fred Schulte, 35, is a foul ball. Strike one count pitch is a 56. That is a pop-up, or let's see, a Y modifier. Keuchel has the Y, so Schulte is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And here is Joe Cronin. He's leading the way for the Senators, hitting .421 in the series with a triple, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs. 65 is a pop-up behind home plate. It is caught by catcher Brian McCann, and the Senators go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. On the mound is Earl Whitehill for the Senators. He came in a trade, I believe, with Detroit in December of 1932. He played in the major leagues from 1924 through 1939, finishing with the Cubs. And one notable fact about Earl Whitehill is he married Violet Linda Oliver, who was the famous model on the Sun-Made Raisins box. Finishes warm-up tosses, and he will be pitching to George Springer, leading off for the Astros. 31 is a base hit for George Springer, and he'll be a fast runner at first base. We're using the basic APBA charts, but master game stealing. He is a D17. That's not not too successful there. Washington is column 1 defense, and Houston will be column 2 defense. Here is Alex Bregman, who is hitting .364 in this series. There's the pitch to Bregman. 32 is a 26 that's hit on the ground. The batter is safe at first. It's a ground out to second base. 4-6. Retiring Springer at second base. Fielder's choice. One down, still runner at first. Here is Carlos Correa. Correa is leading the Astros in the playoffs. He is in the World Series, hitting .444 with 2 homers, a double, and 6 RBIs, 8 for 18. 32 is the rule, and that's also a fielder's choice to Buddy Meyer, who flips to Joe Cronin at second base. To retire Bregman, Correa will be the runner at first. Brings up Jose Altuve. That is a hit column roll. 1-5 will be a 5. The run on first, that's a drive toward right center field. It might be, it could be, it is out of here, a home run for Jose Altuve. 2-0 Houston comes up on top first. And that is Altuve's third home run of the World Series. Juan Gonzalez is getting the start in this game. He's 3 for 4 in the series. That's a .750 average. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. But the Astros score 2 on 2 hits. Go to the top of the second. Houston 2, Washington nothing. All right, Heine Manish leads off the top of the second for the Senators. 32 is a ground ball to Jose Altuve at second, over to Yulieski Gurriel. Manish is retired for the first out. Joe Cool for Washington is 5 for 21, 238 average, but he has a home run and 3 RBIs. There's the pitch to Cool. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Carlos Correa. Over to first, there are 2 down. That brings it back to Goose Goslin. 31 is a 9. That's the base hit for Goslin. First base hit for Washington in this game. That will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of third baseman Cecil Travis. 62 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Go to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Houston. Yulieski Gurriel leads off the bottom of the second for Houston. He's hitting .333 in the World Series. With 2 doubles, 64 is a 37. That's going to be a strike 1. .35 is the roll. 9, that's going to be a base hit for Gurriel. Brings the bat Josh Reddick. He's playing right field today. No outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch. 24 is a fly ball to center field, and Fred Schulte makes the catch in center. 1 down. Brian McCann. .65 is a pop-up behind home plate. Tracked by Luke Sewell makes the catch, and there are 2 down. And that brings the bat the pitcher, Dallas Keuchel. Whitehill lines and throws. 23 is a ground ball to Wellstein. That might not be a ground ball with run on first. It is a ground ball to shortstop. 6-3. We go to the top of the third. Houston 2, Washington 0. Luke Sewell lead off the top of the third for Washington, hitting .333 with 4 doubles and 5 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Dallas Keuchel. 65 as they pop up to the catcher. Brian McCann is under it and makes the catch. 1 down. Earl Whitehill. 53 is a 21. That's going to be off fielding column 2. And that's going to be an error on the first baseman, Yulieski Gurriel. All right, Whitehill will don the jacket. He's of average running speed. Brings the bat, Buddy Meyer. Fly out to left his first time up. Here's the pitch to Buddy Meyer. 16 is a 28. The ball is hit on the ground. It's going to be 6-3 with Whitehill going to second base. Fred Schulte, the center fielder. 54 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Josh Reddick. And that's the end of the top of the third. Well, the bottom of the third, 2-0 Houston. George Springer has been slumping in this series. He comes into the game hitting .083, 2 for 24, but he is 1 for 1 in this game today. Leads off the bottom of the third is the pitch from Earl Whitehill. 6-6 drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here, a home run for George Springer. And now the Senators are looking at a 3-run deficit. A game that they could be eliminated in. Alex Bregman comes up. Earl Whitehill was known for a fiery temper. He one time went up in the stands when the fans were taunting him. Went up in the stands and challenged everybody to a fight. On another occasion, he argued a fair or foul home run hit by Lou Gehrig, took the umpire's whisk that he cleaned home plate with and threw it in the grandstands. Here's a pitch to Alex Bregman. 42 is a roll. It's a 22 against fielding column 1. That's going to be out at first base, 3-1. Bregman's the first out. Carlos Correa. 46 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 gone. Here is Jose Altuve. And Altuve hit a 2-run homer in the first. Here's the pitch to Altuve. 53 is a 19 fielding column 1. Is going to be with 2 outs, a ground out to third baseman Cecil Travis over to Joe Cool for the final out. We go to the top of the 4th. It is now Houston 3, Washington 0. Joe Cronin leads off the top of the 4th. He's doing all he can to keep Washington in this game. He is 0 for 1 today, but he's hitting .421 in the series. Pitch to Cronin, 46 is the roll. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Cronin is the 3rd strikeout of Dallas Keuchel. Heini Manush. .62 is the roll. That's a fly ball to Josh Reddick in right field. 2 away. Joey Cool, the first baseman. 64 is a ground ball to Alex Bregman at third base. Throws across the diamond for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Houston 3, Washington 0. Nolan Gonzalez in the 4th here for 65 is a pop-up to the catcher. Luke Sewell makes the catch, 1 down. Yuli Gurriel from Cuba, brother of Lourdes Gurriel, plays the infield for Toronto Blue Jays. 62 is a fly ball to right field. Goose Goslin is under it and makes the catch. 2 away. Josh Reddick. 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll. A lot of power on the Astros team. 35 is going to be a 5. That is a double over first base. Reddick will settle into second in scoring position for Brian McCann, who will be walked intentionally with 2 outs. First and second, the pitcher, Dallas Keuchel. .36 is a 33 with runners on first and second. That's going to be an infield pop-up to the shortstop, Joe Cronin, who makes the catch. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 3-0 Houston. So far through 5 games, this series has been close and hard fought. To show you how close it is, coming into Game 6, both teams are have 40. Let's see, 40. Hold on a minute. Both teams have 46 hits in 179 at bats, and their ERAs are close. 3.63 for Houston, and 3.78 for Washington. Here is Goose Goslin to lead off the 5th inning for the Senators. Keuchel's pitch, 43 is the roll. 29 is going to be a weak ground ball back to Dallas Keuchel. And Goose Goslin is retired. 1 away. Cecil Travis comes to bat. .24 is the roll. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Luke Sewell. .23 is a ball hit on the ground to the third baseman, Alex Bregman, across the diamond to first base, and he is retired. Go to the bottom of the fifth, 3-0 Houston. Earl Whitehill returns to pitch the bottom of the fifth. George Springer leads off, homered this last time, and he's 2 for 2 today. 61 is the roll. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Joe Cronin. Throws over to Joe Cool. 1 down. Alex Bregman. .45 is going to be a base on balls. Bregman's a fast runner. At first, Carlos Correa. See what his stealing rating is. Bregman's steal rating is the E30. That is pretty good. Let's see if he can steal with the E. 2 outs, -1 or +1 runs are tied, so no, he can't. But we might hit and run. And that's, in fact, what we're going to do with Carlos Correa. We're going to start the run. Here's the pitch from Whitehill. 21 is the roll. Swing and miss for strike 3. So we are going to have to pick for a steal. Let's see, E30. That's for Washington. Whitehill's moved the first is +2 to his favor. Sewell is a +3, so that's E25 rating. And the 25 spot has 11 through 51. He'll be safe. 66, he is way dead. He's thrown out by Luke Sewell. 2-2. See, Correa is a right-hand batter. 2-2-6, or 2-4 rather. That's 3 outs in the fifth. We go to the top of the sixth. Houston 3, Washington nothing. All right, no one's warming up in the bullpen for either team, and Earl Whitehill will step in. Bat against Dallas Keuchel on the top of the sixth. Here's the pitch. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Earl Whitehill gets a walk. And with no outs, he has average speed at first. We go to the top of the order. And Buddy Meyer, who is 7 for 26 in this World Series. Here's the pitch to Buddy Meyer. 36 is a base on balls. First and second, but Dallas Keuchel having trouble finding the plate. Fred Schulte's the batter. Here's the pitch to Schulte. 1-3 is a base on balls. It's a 14. There's no modifier on Keuchel's card. He has walked the bases loaded with nobody out. Okay, bases loaded. The infield would be playing back. And Lance McCullers is warming up in the bullpen for Houston. Here's the windup, the pitch to Joe Cronin. 31 is a 9. He gets a grade B. That's a single over first base. And the runners advance 1 base. Washington is on the board on the RBI single by Joe Cronin, scoring the pitcher Whitehill. Bases are still loaded. It is 3-1, Houston. That will bring in a new pitcher for Washington, or for Houston, Tony Sipp, grade D ex-pitcher. He will be grade C for the first batter, Heidi Manish. Infield is still playing back. Pitch to Minush is a 24. That is a fly ball to center field, not very deep. Actually, not a fly ball. That's an X. It will be a strikeout for Heine Minush, as Tony Sipp has the strikeout number. That's exactly what Houston needs in that situation. Here is Joe Cool. His grade goes back to a D. Still has the X modifier. They could use another strikeout. The infield will be playing back. Here's the pitch to Cool. 43 is a 29 to the pitcher. Fielding column 2. Runner is forced out at home. Pitcher to catcher. Everyone else moves up a base. So now, Cool's at first base. Cornyn is at second. Schulte is at third. There are 2 outs. Goose Goslin, the batter. Infield is still back. Here's the pitch to Goslin. 1-2 is a ball hit on the ground to the pitcher, who throws over to first base for the final out of the top of the 6th inning. Only 1 run scores on 3 walks and a single. It is Houston 3, Washington 1. So the Senators let a major opportunity slip through their fingers in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yesterday's game, the Astros scored 5 runs early in the first 3 innings, but then in the 7th and 8th inning, Washington stranded 5 runners, and they scratched to get back to 5-3, but they couldn't go any further, and they did strand a lot of runners in those final innings. Here's the pitch to Jose Altuve once we get Earl Whitehill back on the mound. All right, he's ready. Here's the pitch to Altuve. 23 is a ground ball to the third baseman, Cecil Travis, who throws over to Joe Cool. Altuve's retired 5-3. 1 for 3 with a home run today. Marwin Gonzalez. That is a 43 roll ground ball back to the pitcher, Earl Whitehill. 2 down, and Yulieski Gurriel. .33, that's going to be a double for Gurriel. He is 2 for 3 today, and we'll be in scoring position. Josh Reddick comes to bat. Reddick is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. 45 is going to be a base on balls. First and second, Brian McCann. .42 is the roll. That is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 7th. 3-1 Houston. Houston will have a new pitcher come on to pitch the top of the 7th inning. That is Will Harris. Grade B, XY modifiers, and also a Z control modifier. He faces Cecil Travis, who's struck out twice in today's game. 1-3 is a 22 against fielding column 2. That's a ground ball to Yulieski Gurriel, who flips to Harris for the first out of the 7th inning. 1 down, and the catcher, Luke Sewell. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Throws over to Gurriel. 2 down. That will lead to a pitch hitter for the pitcher, Whitehill. Sam Rice will come on to face Will Harris with 2 outs here in the 7th. There's the pitch to Rice. 5-2 is the roll. Ground ball to the third baseman, and let's see. That's an X. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Rice strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the 7th at 3-1 Houston. Okay, now pitching for the Washington Senators, Bobby Burke, grade C pitcher, Y modifier. And pitch hitting for the pitcher for Houston is Cameron Maybin. 55 is a 9 against a C. That's going to be a pop out to the third baseman, Cecil Travis, 1 away. George Springer, who is 2 for 3. Pitch to Springer is a 6-6 roll. That's a drive. It could be a second home run of the day. It is out of here for George Springer, and Houston Astros had an insurance run. It is 4-1 in the 7th inning. Alex Bregman, 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, and that is caught by Heine Manush. That's his first defensive opportunity of the day for Manush. 1 away, Carlos Correa. "1-5 is a base hit for Correa. Jose Altuve, runner on first. Altuve was found by scout Al Pedrique. He was, the story, he was judged to be too short, but not so much too short. I think there were questions about his birth certificate, and he had to come back to the tryouts the next day to prove his age. And then Pedrique saw him try out and then argued for the Astros to sign him, and the rest is history. Here's the pitch to Jose Altuve. There's a 36. That's a base on balls. Runners will be at first and second. Brings up Marwin Gonzalez. Here's the roll. 52 is a result of 27. It's going to be a ground out to third base. 3 outs. We go to the top of the 8th. 4-1 Houston. Coming in to pitch the 8th inning for the Houston Astros is the Dragon, Chris Davinsky. He'll face Buddy Meyer. Here's the pitch to Buddy Meyer. 44 is a base hit for Meyer. Fred Schulte. Davinsky is an A pitcher, XY modifier, so the pitch to Schulte is a 25. That's an 8 against an A. It's going to be a ground out to the first baseman, who flips to the pitcher, Davinsky, for the out. Meyer goes to second base. Score at 3-1, and bring up Joe Cornyn the bat. "31's a 9 against an A. That's going to be a ground out to shortstop. Carlos Correa to Yulieski Gurriel. Buddy Meyer can go to the third on that one, but there will be 2 outs. And here is Heine Manush. Senators are 3 runs down. They need to get some runs across to hold off elimination. Here's the pitch to Heine Manush. 45 is going to be a base on balls. First and third for Washington. Joe Cool represents the tying run. He's got a little bit of power. He had 11 home runs in 1933. He has 2, I believe. No, he's got 1 in this series. 0 for 3 today. First and third, 2 outs. Here's the windup, the pitch. James Joe's playing back. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. Let's see what happens. Here's the roll. 65. That's a 7. It will be a single. 1 run scores. The other goes to second base. And it is 4-2 Houston. It's Joe Cool's 4th RBI in the series. Here, bring the bat, Goose Goslin. 297 hitter in 1933. Runners on first and second. Davinsky winds. He throws. 55 is a 8 against a grade A. could be a ground out to Alex Bregman at third base, who throws to Gurriel. And the Senators are retired in the top of the eighth. They score 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. Bottom of the eighth, it's Houston 4, Washington 2. If the Washington Senators are able to pull this game out, we're likely to see Jack Russell, an A-rated pitcher, pitch Game 7 for Washington against Brad Peacock, an A-rated pitcher for the Astros, pitching Game 7. But they've got their work cut out for them. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Here, Bob Burke remains on the mound. He faces Yulieski Gurriel. 63 is a fly ball to left field. The ball is caught by Hani Manish. 1 away. Josh Reddick comes to bat. Reddick is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. 1 for 2, double and a walk. 42 is a base on balls. Is his second walk. Fast rated runner at first base. F27 steals, but it would be F23, not great. Brian McCann is the batter. 1 out, 1 on first. 1-1 roll for Brian McCann. That's a hit column roll. 35 is a 4 against grade C. That's going to be a triple to left field for Brian McCann. Scoring Josh Reddick and extending the lead for Houston to 5-2. Houston will send up a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Carlos Beltran. Brian Giles is warming up in the bullpen to pitch the ninth. Burke is still out there. The infield is playing in. 55 is an 8 against a grade C. That is going to be a single by Beltran over second base. Scoring McCann. And the score moves to 6-2. Washington will change pitchers and bring in Bill McAfee to pitch to George Springer. He's a grade D, no modifiers. Will be a grade C for the same handedness on this first batter. Here's the pitch to George Springer, who homered his last time up. 34 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Fred Schulte. And there are 2 outs. Alex Bregman. .42 is a 22, column 1. Runner on first. That's a hit by pitcher. So Beltran goes to second. Bregman goes to first. Carlos Correa steps in the box. 46 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. We go to the top of the ninth. Houston Astros 6, Washington Senators 2. The Astros closers, Brian Giles, will be brought in to pitch the ninth inning. He will face Cecil Travis, Luke Sewell, and a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Travis. 64 was the roll. That's a ground ball to third base. Caught by Alex Bregman, throws to Gurriel. Travis is the first out in the ninth inning. Luke Sewell. .24 is a swing and miss for strike 3. Third baseman Ossie Bluish will come in and pitch hit. Last hope for the Senators. Brian Giles winds. He throws. Here's the pitch. 46 is a fly ball to right field. Josh Reddick is under it. He makes the catch. The Houston Astros take this World Series between 33 Senators and 2017 Astros. We'll be back in a minute. That concludes the World Series between the 33 Senators and 2017 Houston Astros. In today's game, Washington scored 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Houston 6 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Those 10 hits included 6 extra base hits and 3 home runs, 2 by Springer and 1 by Altuve. The winning pitcher was Dallas Keuchel, pitched 5 innings and gave up 1 run. The losing pitcher was Earl Whitehill, who pitched 6 innings and gave up 3 runs. The MVP of the series was Jose Altuve. He had he was 7 for 25 in the series, but he had 3 home runs and drove in 7 RBIs. George Springer also did well, 5 for 29 with 3 home runs and 4 RBIs. Carlos Correa was 9 for 23 with 6 RBIs. So the stars shone for the Houston Astros, and ultimately they were just a more powerful team than the 33 Senators. 33 Senators hit well, they got a lot of hits, but not with as much power as the Houston Astros. Hope you enjoyed this series. I certainly did. The games were close and exciting. We'll be back with APBA Classics again tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Good night and God bless.